Yo, Bass Guy here. We are not in my home. I wish that it was. I have a treat for you guys. I've driven down about 45 minutes to meet Kemar, correct? I have that name right there? Kareem. I said it backwards. See, I met him. He's actually been a subscriber for a while, but he messaged me on Instagram looking for some help for his home theater. Little did I know, he has a really cool space, about 3 different spaces we're gonna see today with 3 different functions. So, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for having me over. Right. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, and then we're gonna get into some fun stuff. We have a sound bar set up in this room with a pretty OLED TV. Downstairs, we have a nice gaming setup, and then we'll get to the home theater itself. So introduce yourself, man. Tell us who you are.
Well, there's not much to say about me. My name is Kareem, and again, he's about 40 minutes outside where I live at, and yeah, now he's here.
Absolutely. So how long have you been a subscriber of the channel? I gotta know that.
It's been about 3 years now, about 3 years.
Loyal follower.
Oh, definitely.
I appreciate that. He was actually in Subscriber Showcase. He sent over his home theater when it was in an unfinished state.
Yep.
Sent me some pictures not too long ago of the build process to where it is now and said, hey, I got my stuff together, but I need some help getting it to sound the way I want it to. So that's what we're doing today in a separate video. But I want to start off showing you guys some of his spaces. Tell us a little bit about this room, where we're at, and its purpose here as well.
Well, this is the family room. This is where I have company over.
Right.
Pretty much we sit here, watch TV or whatever. This is a LG older model OLED TV, 65 inch. And then here I got the Sonos soundbar along with the 2 back speakers of the Play 5s and the subwoofer.
Yeah. So like you said, family room. Doesn't spend too much time in here, he told me.
Nah, not too much.
You'll see why in a second when we get down there, why he doesn't spend no time in here. But I actually haven't heard a Sonos soundbar outside of a Best Buy where most people, try out their gear before they buy it. But we took a little listen with John Wick 2, I think we're playing on the TV right now. And it sounded great, to be honest with you. I'm not doing a soundbar review, so I won't go into it, but it serves its purpose.
Well, let me ask you, what do you think I need to add to it?
To this soundbar? So he was talking about adding another sub. I think that's a good start. He has just this one here in the corner, but you guys can't see. These ceilings are huge. A lot of space to fill. Yeah. The soundbar does pretty good, but the bass, you can tell, it's tough for that little subwoofer to fill big space. And he's a good, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 feet from the TV as well. Yep. So putting a second sub, I think, would round out the bass. I think the clarity is there. It gets plenty loud, so I don't think you add any more speakers. Okay. But a sub or 2 wouldn't be bad. One over here in the section, maybe fit one. They're pretty slim. Maybe slide one behind the couch too, just to get everything tied together. There's an app where you can control all this stuff. So it sounds good how it sits. A little more bass, and I think you have a pretty solid upstairs room. Nothing too crazy because you don't spend much time here.
Right, definitely.
I think that would work. So really cool space. This is his family room. Like you said, he has some friends over. I do want to show this piano because it actually speaks to me. I like piano. I was a music major. I don't know more. I should. I have one at home. But this is his piano here, and this is the first thing that caught my. Obviously, it's his front door here.
And all it is a showpiece.
He doesn't even touch it.
I don't even touch it. I don't play.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I love it. If I get a space big enough, I want to put one in mine too. So excellent space. Definitely. Let's go downstairs because he has this gaming setup that I didn't expect to see. Let's go downstairs and he'll tell us a little bit about that. All right. So we've made our way downstairs. When you take a left, I guess a left coming down here, you're greeted with his game room. I'm gonna let him tell you what the purpose of this space is. Go right ahead, brother.
This is my game room that I come down here and play a little bit of Xbox on and do a little computer work or whatever. As you can see, I got the 2 55-inch TLC. They're just the low model.
Right.
They're not nothing really. So like I was telling you earlier, I'm going to eventually upgrade to a LG 2 LG 55-inch with the thin bezel.
Yep.
So that bezel won't be so noticeable when I'm playing games. Or
Absolutely.
So,
so tell me what you're using to split the screen into one big screen on 2 TVs. What do you got going on?
I have a HDMI splitter.
Yeah.
It's only putting out 720p. For whatever reason, I got an older box.
Yeah.
So I am upgrading it to a 1080p or a 4K one.
Good.
Whenever I get a chance.
Exactly. And I see Call of Duty's there. That's what I play. Yeah. I got to add you on Xbox. Because when I get a chance too, I like to play. And usually it's Call of Duty. So we might have to team up. Definitely. Are you going to get the new Call of Duty when it comes out? You're going to probably play Black Ops 6?
Oh, definitely.
I'm going to have that too.
Definitely.
So tell me about the speakers in front of them. What do we have going on here?
Those are the ELAC. This actually was a speaker I was using for my theater room when I first got things going. And then I decided to upgrade. And then I decided to put the ELAC speakers in here in the game room.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. And then the panels behind them, that kind of caught my eye. What kind of panels, if you remember where they came from?
These were store-bought from Guitar Center.
Really?
And I just went in there, bought a pack of them. Yeah. And, it does the job.
Yeah, they're definitely good looking. They definitely fit the space. And of course, I'm sure a lot of viewers saw these giant beanbag chairs.
Amazon.
I'm gonna put that in my cart because these look pretty darn cool. I'll tell you that. Really cool space. This is his gaming side. You said you do a little bit of work on the computer side. Let's turn around there, Jazz. Tell me what you do over here.
I like to come down here sometime and unwind and listen to some music or whatever on my computer. I have the Mac and just a regular Windows computer. Yep. And I have a switch here to go back and forth whenever I decide I want either use the Mac end or the Windows side.
Absolutely.
Then control for my speakers. And that's pretty much it.
Then we got Yamaha monitors here.
Yep.
I'm pretty familiar with those. I know Yamaha's always kind of been leading the game when it comes to studio monitors. Those look good. Yeah. Probably sound pretty good.
Sound good.
They sound pretty good. And then I noticed we have a sub underneath it. Does this go to this setup here?
It does.
So an older clip sub looks like?
You know, to be honest with you, don't need it.
Really?
Those put out enough bass.
I bet it sounds probably better without the sub a lot of the times too. Yeah. And then we did have this sub in the corner from Paradigm that's going to the ELAC setup, right? Yep. And what kind of size sub is this? Is that 10 or is it 12? Or?
That is a 10.
Is it a 10?
It's a 10-inch, yep.
That's not bad at all.
It's an older model right there. Yeah.
But it's doing its purpose. It's, it's gaming space. So you game on the theater or do you game on headset? What do you...
Both.
Really?
When I'm on with some friends
with
or
the boys who got
I
the headset
had the headsets or whatever. And and there's my massage chair.
Oh yeah, I was getting to that. How often are you in it? Actually?
Never.
Really?
Honestly, never. I'm probably once or twice out of the year. I don't know.
That's awesome.
I'm not in there much.
That's really cool. Yeah. So what's receiver-wise? What's powering this stuff here?
Pioneer.
Yeah.
Is doing everything in here. Got the Dolby Atmos.
I was gonna say that. I saw some speakers
for the games or whatever.
That's really cool. That's really cool. A lot of people haven't ever used their home theater for gaming before, and I made a few videos about it. It's a different experience, man. I mean, you really hear things where they're supposed to be, and Atmos is probably crazy. Video games are starting to come out with a lot more Atmos stuff now. So gaming in here is probably unreal.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I'm going to walk you guys. So you guys probably see the theater behind him. I'm actually going to take you to the amp rack section and show you everything that's powering his theater and where it's at. Because I have a question for you when we get in there.
Okay.
Let's head to that rack closet and show us what's going on in there.
All right.
So just off of the game room home theater area, we have our amp rack closet where all of his gear powering that room is in here. Huge amp rack, tons of equipment on there. I'm going to let you go from top to bottom. Tell us what you have in your amp rack here.
Okay, from the top, I got the AC Infinity. It's to cool down the system when it gets a little warm in here. I got the Arachnus. It's like a, I guess like a PI.
No, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
For my internet or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I got the Lumagen processor from my theater room. Okay. This is what does the processing for my video.
Yeah.
And then I got another AC Infinity down here for cooling. Then I got the Kaleidoscape, for my movie showing in the theater room. Yep. And then under here, I have the there's a disc drive in here for my Kaleidoscape. So whenever I decide I want to transfer my movies over off the disc onto the Kaleidoscape, I can do that.
Excellent.
I got two Apple TVs in here. One controls the theater room, and the other one controls the man cave. That's what I call it. And then this is the power conditioner, the Panamax MR 5100. And then we got the Xbox here for the theater room. We have a mini DSP to control the subs in the theater room. Then we have the Anthem AVM70 do the processing for the theater room.
Right.
And then I have, this is the Emotiva Bass X. This is for my ceiling speakers in the theater room as well. And this is going to be actually upgraded to the audio control, which I have for the main bed layer speakers. This this one here and this one here. So, and then down here is the old school. It's called it's a Citation amp, and it's just there, just taking up space. And another fan at the bottom.
Oh, excellent. So plenty of cooling in here. Yep. So my question to you was, how difficult was it to get these wires from here to where they are?
Well, I built this house, so it was a lot easier.
Okay, so it all was done while the build process was going.
I was doing wires and stuff down here when the walls wasn't up. As you can tell, I'm putting a bathroom over there, so the walls aren't up completely.
Good stuff. Yeah, I personally love it. Having your amplification and everything hidden away from the room. I always like that aesthetic. Keep it clean, whatever. Everything's in here. Keep the noise down too, and all the fans and stuff. It's a good looking amp rack, man. How much does this amp rack cost?
The rack itself?
Yeah.
I got this off of Amazon as well. I think it was like $300 or $400. It wasn't that
bad. Ain't bad at all.
No.
I could have got that.
It's not. Everywhere they'll charge you like $1,500 and up, you know. No,
and you're holding like 11, 12 different pieces of equipment.
It's heavy now.
I mean,
they really had to, like, 3 people had to bring
it on in there. Yeah, and it has wheels on there, so he can roll it around, and then stoppers on the front to keep it in place once he gets it where he wants to. Just above here, this is the Pioneer Elite that's controlling the game room, the man cave that he has in there with the ELAC system. So really clean setup, unsuspecting. You wouldn't know that none of this is back here. You'd think it's all in the room somewhere. So without further ado, I think what you guys came to see was his home theater. Let me take you guys in there real quick. So what you've been waiting for is the home theater reveal. We are inside of it. He has pretty much constructed, I think he said 90% of everything here. He's done it himself, which I always applaud. We were talking about you just get more value out of something when you've done it yourself. I'm going to let him tell us what's going on in here. I want to start off with the speakers, what they are, your layout. Kind of tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, starting with the speakers. I have B&W, front, right, left, side, back speakers. It's 9.5.6 layout.
Wow.
So I got 6 Dolby Atmos speakers. I have 5 subwoofers, SVS Pro.
You said the 2000s, right? Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
So 9 speakers, guys. So your 9 speakers, are these speakers as like wides? Are they front wides?
Those are the wide speakers.
I'm going to get off track real quick. I haven't put front wides in any of my systems before. Do you feel like they do something for you?
If you have a large room, they do.
Yeah?
It fills the room up a lot more. But if
otherwise,
it's not.
I gotcha. He's using the full Anthem processor, though. It supports all this. I also haven't done 6 Atmos speakers. Do you hear any difference with those extra 2?
No, I should have did 4.
You should have 4? Yeah, that's nice to know. If you guys are thinking of building an Atmos system, sometimes too much is too much. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So a smooth 9.4 or 9.5.4 might not be bad, or 7.5.4 would be good. Like I said, he's going to build himself a new theater. We'll talk about that a little bit later, and maybe he'll do that in that theater. So tell me, this giant screen here, what is it? Who's it from? How big is it?
This is a Seymour 166-inch.
Yeah, and it's a 2.35 to 1, right? Yep. So ultra wide, which I love. I can't fit this in my room. I think this is wider than my room is at the house. And this is the Kaleidoscope screen here, and this is a white screen, you said?
This is white. This is the white.
White screen. Yep. He said he had a gray screen that's behind this currently now.
Yeah, it's the SI.
SI. And we were having a conversation about white screens versus gray upstairs off camera. I told him that I'm a big fan of gray screens. But honestly, I didn't say this up there, but when you're in the dark, I don't know if it too much matters. I think you get a gray screen for a little more contrast or whatever, like we were talking about. But when it's dark, it's dark.
Okay.
So whatever color the screen is, when it's dark, it's black, right? So when he shines it on there, he probably has a really good picture. And all the lights are on now, and we can easily see what's on the screen.
Got windows, shades, and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, he can darken it out. So you said you have 5 subwoofers. Where are those located in this room?
We have one right here in the back left.
Yeah.
And one in the back right, and then 2 in the front, and then I got one position up here. It's going to be for the designated for the center channel.
Yeah. And like I said, he was on Subscriber Showcase before, I think around season 4 or season 5, which has to be about 2 or 3 years ago, honestly.
Yeah.
And he was in that unfinished state, just building this. Like I said, he pretty much did everything on his own, getting the carpet in here. Did you build the risers and everything?
I built everything.
He did everything. He said the pillars are all him, all that good stuff. And I guess getting the speakers in the wall, you probably did all that.
Yep.
So these walls here, do they have any kind of acoustic properties? Do they help with that?
Treated.
They're treated too?
Yep, they are treated.
I haven't heard the room yet. I don't know how good it sounds yet. I haven't got that far. But just looking at it, it does seem like it's
That's why he's here, to make it sound
Yeah, we're going to have some fun in a second. So the projector screen we talked about, what's that projector behind us?
That is the Epson 12,000.
12,000. How long have you had that?
Roughly around, I was one of the first ones to get it. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking around, I don't know, about 9, 10 months ago.
And it does for 4K and everything,
4K,
right?
yeah,
HDR, all that
eShift
good
and all
stuff.
that,
And you said
yeah.
you were looking to upgrade when you get to your new home theater. Do you have an idea of what you think you want to go for?
I'm going to the JVC.
JVC? That
Yep,
seems to be
going
like the
to the
number one
JVC.
name when it
Yeah.
comes to projectors. Like if you want the best, that seems to be it.
Yep.
It's a massive projector though. Pretty quiet though, I'm assuming.
Oh,
I can't
quiet.
hear it
And
at all.
It's on the highest setting you can go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the brightest.
That's not
setting,
bad
so,
at all.
Yep.
And then tell me these seats. I see we got 5 seats, 6 seats in here. What kind of seats are we sitting in?
These are the Valencia, and I can't think of the line
Yeah, they have so
that
many.
they are, but they, yeah, but they're the Valencia.
Is it more of the newer lines that have recently came out?
No, these are maybe about 2 years old.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
And so, of course, they recline. I know the
use
headrest
headrests.
changes. Is there any kind of heating and cooling in there?
No heating,
No
cooling.
heating. I'm
No,
surprised. You got a massage chair in the back, but I'm surprised.
Well, I am going to upgrade the seating too.
Yeah.
While I'm here, these two front seats are going to come up here a little more, and then I'm going to get something else different. They're like a 3 or 4 seater for here, and it'll have all the massage and
That's good
everything
stuff.
in it.
So how did you decide, and maybe you kind of just did this as you went, but how did you decide to kind of the theme of the room, the color scheme, the black, brown, gray, kind of what inspired you, or did you just put something together?
Well, I love gray.
Yeah,
I
do
love
too.
gray, and it just make the room look very modern.
Yeah.
And sleek, and so that's why I decided to go with the gray.
Excellent.
Yep.
And so all speakers on here are all the same, too?
They're all the same.
Everything?
Everything's
That's
same,
really
yeah.
cool. And so I think I've seen this before. Is there 2 drivers in there?
Yes.
Is that how this whole thing works?
Actually, there's 3 drivers.
3 drivers in there.
Yeah, and let me take that back. They're not all the same.
Really?
I got the I don't remember the CT3s. I believe are these ones, and then the ones with the 4 drivers are in my front layer. So yeah.
So his subwoofers, she said, are the SVS PB 2000 Pros. Is that what you said?
2000 Pros.
2000 Pros, all 5 of them.
Yeah.
So he told you that 2 are in the rear. We got 2 on the outside walls, and there's 1 in the center. He's actually going to try. We're both going to try together to see if we can get that center sub to kind of what's the word? Kind of partner with the center channel itself. He wants vocals and things like that. If you've seen Spare Change's video a year or 2 ago, maybe a little longer than that, he was putting his subs to every speaker so that when you had a car door shut or you had a bomb come out of the center channel, the sub actually supported the center channel. We're going to try to see if we can't integrate the sub with their center channel to give him like this full range sound out of the center. I think that's pretty much what he wants to do.
Yep.
So we're going to try that in a separate video. Make sure you stay tuned to that because we're going to sit down together and measure the room, see what it's doing, how it stands, and then we're going to try to make it a little bit better. There will be a demo in this video first. I think we've said everything that we needed to say. I think what we need to do is give a demo. I haven't heard it. I'm going to have a seat in whatever the best seat in the house is, and I'm going to listen to it and see what he has for me. Real quick before we do that, I do want to know how often is this space used out of the 3?
About 80%.
80% most of the time? And do you ever have anybody over in here?
I don't. I'm not.
Yeah?
If I'm here,
It's just you most of the
I'm
time,
down here
right?
falling asleep or whatever.
I
with
get
my
it.
dog.
I get it. This is fantastic
Yeah.
space. 10-foot
These are 10-foot
ceilings
ceilings.
mostly, besides
Yep.
of course the lower halves
Yep.
here.
Yep.
And then we have some sconces, some lighting here.
Yep.
Those look good too, and they're functional with. How do you control what lights are on? Do you have a way to?
Well, what is good about Kaleidoscape
Yeah.
is that it ties in. I have control for.
Yeah.
It ties in with Kaleidoscape, so when I actually hit the movie, it dims
everything
down for
goes
me.
down.
The shades go down. Everything
That's
pretty
crazy.
much automated. Yeah.
That is nice. I've always wanted a Kaleidoscape. I don't have one, but that is really nice. I feel like it's almost necessary in a room like this to have that kind of control.
Yeah.
So you got to have 10 remotes trying to
Definitely.
do all these things. And you can just hit one button and everything does what it needs to.
Definitely.
So I'm going to get everything set up for a quick demo, and we'll see you guys in a minute. Guys, so I just took a little demo in his 9.5.6 Atmos. Here just off camera, we were just talking about the layout and what makes sense. So we have the 5 SVS PB2000 Pros. And the reason that I'm here is because he wants to make sure that he's getting all that he can out of the subwoofers. Is truly the thing. I think he's satisfied with the speakers, the performance of everything, but are the subs given everything that he paid for? That's what we're going to find out today. Honestly, the sound system sounds good. It's going to sound good. I mean, by default, because of the equipment that he's using, the time he put in there. So it's only going to be so bad because of the time he put into there. But what I noticed is that the 6 part, the Atmos speakers, we were talking and we kind of agreed, it sounds like it would be better to have 4 Atmos speakers instead of 6. Sitting here, we really only hear the 2 above us. We both didn't too much hear the 2 in front of us, and I don't think we heard at all the ones behind us. And it could be for a couple of reasons. One, that we're just simply closer to these. Or 2, maybe when you run the additional 2 Atmos speakers, maybe that changes how the processing goes. Maybe all the information is really here. I'm curious, maybe off camera we'll sit back there and see if we hear those more than these or whatever. So we're going to find that out. But so far we think that 4 Atmos speakers seems to be enough, right?
Yeah,
and things get tangled when there's too many.
I went overboard.
No, I think it's good. If you had the space, I say do it. I mean, you wouldn't know this unless you did it, right? So, and then the front wide. I actually got up during the demo to listen to them, and there is, at least in the movies we watched, maybe hardly any information in them. So you may be able to save yourself some money or some time building your next system and leave those out. I told him if you have a bigger space and more seating, more rows, maybe use these speakers as another set of surrounds for your another row of seats instead of using them as front wides, because I don't think they did much of anything. I actually got up, put my ear to it, and I stood up for about 30 seconds, and maybe out of the 30 seconds, 5 seconds had some sound. I didn't really, they weren't doing anything, and it might be more because the movie. But overall, I truly think the system sounds fantastic. Everything is clean. The volume level, I can tell that nothing's working too hard. The picture, the image is great. The seats are comfortable. I have 0 complaints. And I think overall, he doesn't have any complaints about his setup either. I think he did a fantastic job. It was really fun to watch. So we're going to, off camera, well, the next video after this, you guys will see me and him kind of tackle the home theater. We're going to calibrate it, make sure that everything is doing what it's supposed to. He wants a little more lower end out of his sub. So I'm going to walk him and you guys through what I personally would do to make things get a little bit more tighter, get a little more bass. So that'll be a different video here coming up next. So I want to say thank you guys for watching. I got to thank you for inviting me into your home. I always love it when I can meet like-minded people in this hobby. There's not a lot of us out there, especially brothers. I'm happy. I am happy that you're a brother. I was happy to see that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Let him know your thoughts about his own home theater. I'm sure he's going to be watching his own video, seeing what you guys have to say. So give him some feedback. I don't know if there's anything else you want to say at all. Or
hey, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
It's been awesome. Jasmine, she was my camera lady for most of this. Appreciate her as well. So I'll see you guys in this video. K-Pace Guy out. Peace.